I'd love it. I can't hold my horses. I can't hold my horses. But then if I would show you perfectly, then it would be weird. I'm going to show you something. Do you see this over here? You see this? Now that's a train. But if it was a whole train of 360 degrees, you would see its roof again. You would have to go all the way around to its roof. Therefore, this is only halfway, but it's the whole train. If you ever saw something, this is halfway, because if it was whole way, you'd have a duplicate mirror on this side. This is the middle. If you have the moon, two moons. But if one side of the moon was a suitcase moon, where is it a suitcase? Okay, you have the front of the suitcase. Is that correct? Absolutely not. This is the kissing lips of the suitcase. This is the kissing lips of the suitcase. This part is the separation in between, where the suitcase opens. The suitcase opens over here. So you have the top to the suitcase, and you'd have the bottom to the suitcase. When you open it up, it becomes half and half. But it's the whole thing, but now it's flat and extended instead of the height. It's now the size and the width. The width stays the same. It's now the length. The pin is over here on the outside of the suitcase. So we would have the pin over here, and the pin over here. All of a sudden, the crack of the pin is over here, and there's a pin here and a pin here opening up the two sides, solidifying these two sides together through the crack of the suitcase. So when we take this suitcase and we now want to create something into it, we take the suitcase and we stretch it out. Maybe it'll be some sort of a building. But this is the flag. And now we have the building space where 1, 2, 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3 spaces. Or actually in the middle spaces here, which is the dividing floor. Being the dividing floor, you need the top part of the dividing floor and the bottom part of the dividing floor, but you never get to stand on this because that's in the middle of the sandwich. Here's the hamburger. The meat goes over here, but this is the top of the hamburger. This is the bottom of the hamburger. This is in between. But if it was the bottom of the hamburger, I would need another round part. I have to be perfect. It all has to be the same thing. So therefore, the hamburger, here's your B world. Now you take your B world and you connect it together. You connect your B world together. Here's your B world. Now how does this B world come together like this? We would have to, how would I draw this now that I got myself into this? This would go here, this would go here, and this would go here. Okay, and now the B world would be like this. See the difference over here? Because of the size difference, filling in the actual direct and filling in the arm on the other side, creating your reality B with inside of each other, connecting the two together. We now have the two, see the two lips, the two horns? See it's dividing as the nose, as the tusks. It's not the ears, it's not the antlers, how everything is divided. Now on this, I now turn this one, held on this side, into the center. I turn it into the center, and I close it like that. And this side over here has its own move. And I take that move, and I move it over into the center, closing the dome at the top. The sun on the outside, the sun on the inside, moving the dome around. Understanding that suitcases have above and below. What is a flat face? What is actually one whole? One whole of the clock. One whole of the clock is 10 by 10 by 10 by 10. It's 10,000. It's all directions. 10 by 10. Okay? 10 by 10. But once you go by 10 again, that third one is automatically this way. Here's your 10 by 10. Okay? Now, if this is your 10 by 10, the other one is automatically this way. That's your equilibrium. All of a sudden, if you draw that one of them will now be like this. Now you have your halfway between above and below. Striking it with this over here. This over here. This design over here, let's say the cross. And then this would be like this on the cross. Or then it would be like this on the cross. or you're starting to cross this way. And either you're giving it north-south life, or you're giving it east-west life. You see, this is only two. Either you're giving it 4, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, hold on a second, 4, 6, or you're giving it 2, 8. You can't give it 1 and 3 and 7 and 9. Because 1, 3, 7, and 9 is 4 sticks. 1, 2, 3 sticks over here, and 2 sticks over here. But the last stick, the elastic, it goes from here all the way around to here. Tough, tough. And inside is your hat. The receiver of 3/4 plus the back plate. The receiver of 3/4 plus the black plate that it goes on, and the face. The face, the back plate that is covered up. Here's the face in the front. Here is the tab that goes around. 1, 2, 3, you are the 1/4 of. The 1/4 insists of the front face. The 1/4 of 3 plus the back plate. 3 and 1. You are 4 and 1. If they're 3 and 1, you have to be 4 and 1. You're the receiver of the 4 parts. So now we showed this. What I'm working on right now is understanding how these chevrons of what they call it, in which can also look like somebody bent over or half a railroad track, but it's not half. It's the top half. It's all of what it is, just like the side. Let me show you a picture of one side and the other side, okay? Here's a picture of one side and the other side. The reality is, this is the middle. But in order for the middle to be the same as all sides, we would have to take this and flip it over. Then we can divide the middle at the heart zone. That heart zone will be the only one of its kind, because it'll take from 1, 2, 3 areas, the 3 areas that makes its zone, and then the 3 areas below. 3, 1, 3. You cut out the heart, you have your 7, 1, 7, G. Once you get the ABCD of G, it becomes A again, GA. And when you go the other one, it's GA, it's 1771. 5 times 6, 30 stars, plus 20 stars is 50 stars. 15 and 7, H2O, 2 houses. Why is it 15 and 7? 15 and 7 make 22, 15 and 7 make 22. Now the question is, what is 22? Now I have to start counting and seeing for myself what 22 is. 5 by 6 is 30. Here we have 6. We have 6 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we have 30. Why did I take away 8? Why do I have 22? I don't remember. I will tell you that's 7 and 6. What is 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 6 and 5. Now I'm trying to understand, why do I have 7 over here? Is it 15 and 7? Is it 8? What am I asking? This is something to do with the pool game, and I don't remember right now, but I should get back to it. How do the letters climb up on each side? AFK, BJ, CDH, Dick, and AFA. Now what is this? Well, we have to continue gematria, and at the same time we have to go the ABC alphabet, joining space. So we're just giving all a space and area. Now what does it mean here? Why do I start and block this off? Because once I get to G over here, it is in the H of the other house on this side. The middle is the split divide of the two, where A is just the beginning again, but from over here out. So I would go A, but over here. Hold on a second. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what's up?
I just wanted to tell you that I shook your moringa with my moringa with your egg.
Yeah.
And I just got a few bubbles, no more.
Well, is it all dissolved?
Well, yeah, it all dissolved.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do it again. I'll do a video and I'll send it to you.
Okay, but don't post it on my wall. Just tell me.
I'll send it to you in a private message.
Well, you don't have to do that, so just tell me how to get there.
How to get it?
Well, you'll send me it. You'll send me it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. So let me get back into here. We would start here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A in the piano, starting here. If we started here, You get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, A, because you're starting over. A, B, C, this is F, G, A. See, CF, does CF come together in here? No, now we have to put CF together. 7th and the 8th row over here equals to 15. 7th and the 8th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows in each one. So I'm just trying to figure out how I got 15 and 7. Okay, 8 and 7, 8 and 7. 8 and 7 is 15. Maybe that's what it is. You come to here is 8 and 6 is 14 all the way. 14 by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14 by 6 equals 3 by 7. 3 and 7 becomes 6 and 14. 6 and 14 is the green ball. 6 and 14 is 6 and 5. 6 and 5 is together. Because before you meet here, the last two are E and F. E and F are on the other side. It's just a reflection of A and B. This 3 and this E and F, which is 11, 3 and 11, just like the red pool ball, becomes AB, which becomes 12, and E and F, which becomes 11. A and B is actually 3. E and F is 11, which equals to 2. The E and F is the same. 6 and 1, 5 and 2. 6 and 1, 5 and 2, the 7th world, 7th gate. What else did I want to say? It takes A, B, and the C to create its 7, 3, and 4. You get 3. With C creating 3 and 4, you get 3. With 3, C, and D, you get E and F 11. D gets 11, C gets 3. C gets 3, D gets 11. 3 gets 3, 6, D4 gets 11, 15, equals 6, 4, and 6. 4 and 6 and 4 and 3. Anyways, so we understand how these numbers equivalate to each other on the opposite sides. They mirror image. Now imagine if this was a suitcase. This would be the right side, this would be the left side. We need to make the in-between and the exact. So we have 2 here. We're going to grab 3 on this side, ABC, and we're going to grab 3 on this side, ABC. 3 plus 2 is 5, and 3 is 8. Will be 8 by 6, 48, and that's the area space. 48 is the area space. 48 is the area space between what is 1, 2, 6 by 72, which is 1, 2, 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 30 plus 6 plus 30 plus 6 plus 6. I'm just trying to see if I'm counting this right. Here's 30 plus 6. Well, here I'm going to show you how I calculated it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's 6, 7. Here's 6, 7. That's 14 by 6 equals to 24, and 60 equals to 84. I said 48. It was 84. My head must be screwed on wrong. And that equals to Pluto. Pluto space, which has to equal to double that, 168, because we have to double the size of the suitcase, regardless of the space in between. And then I counted in gematria. If A is first here, then A is first there. A. In between here, I mentioned it came 7 and 8, which is 10. 1 and 0 meet together at 6 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even know if I have the right height. I think the height has to be by 8. 8 by 8 is 64. I think the height has to be by 8. So this is only for a 6 dimension, since the 6, 7, oh, it is 8. 7 and 7 crossing over. It is 8. 4 and 9 is the size. So we finish off here. We get to the center, where the center G starts at A, B, C, D, E, F, G again. Or you go G, and then you go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that would be the gematria way. Is there anything else I can say for that? The other thing is the size of this area is 2 by 6, 12. So I'm going to put 12 over here, and then I'm going to 12 over here is 36. Now I need another 6 here and 6 here, and that's your 48. And then your 6 here and it's here, that's your 60. and then your 6 here and your 6 here, that's your 72. And then your 6 in here and your 6 in here, that's your 84. Your 84 Pluto comes into 72 times 5, 360 degrees. Creation of Neptune, the space right over here. And Neptune inside of Mars. 4, 7, 8, 5, 4, 7, or low shu as 3, 5, 1, 8. 3, 5, 1, 8 low shu. 3, 5, 1, 8 low shu. There was one other design I wanted to show off. Yeah, half. What is half? What is the center? This is the center of a space right here. If this is the center of its own space, then it would it not be 5? When you have 4 of these here and then 4 below, and you are the center of 4, 1, and 4, if you are the center of 4, 1, and 4, would be the receiver. How would that 4 show up? How would those 4 circles come up around you? Where would they be on you? Where would that 1 come in? What is that 9? What's on 4 on the right and 4 on the right? What is the 2 circles? 0, 0, 0, 0 is 60. It's each 1 quarter. 1 quarter, 15 seconds of time. 1 quarter, 15 seconds of time equals 60. 360 degrees, 60 in time equals 6. But the center of this all equals to 7.2. 2 and 7. Uranus and Venus. Or at the same time, we can do Pluto. And we're perfect. Pluto and Neptune, when you move it to low shu. So the 0 is all around what the center is. Now, if the 0 is everything around, well, everything around is 1 to 9 except for number 5. So the center area, okay, in between 2 areas becomes number 9. It becomes the space within the space. Isn't that the highest space? What passes in 5 is 9 because it's 4. It's whole. 4 is whole. 4 is a whole. 4 is whole. 1 is a line. 4 is whole. The line passes into 4, fills the hole. 1 is length. If you have length and thickness that goes through a hole, you fill that hole from top to bottom, on the way down, feeding off until it dissolves within you, the spirit. But still, I'm trying to understand numbers and different angle visions, understanding what this 8 by 8 is. This says cut all the squares in half. So this can't be 64, 8 by 8. This would have to be 128. Don't forget, once I put a stick out, it automatically knows the full. If I say 4 by 3 by 6, it would go this way. It would go this way, and automatic this way. Or it would do this. Once it crosses through here, it automatically knows this part and this part is automatically going to be equal. This part and this part has to be equal, so you have your depth. Anyways, I shouldn't be talking about that. I don't have enough experience in it. Yes, a suitcase is the forming of the sun. The sun only shows you a round part in the front. That's all of what you see. That's all of what it is. Until you show me the backside. Is the backside the same as the front side? Then the in-between, because when you walk on the earth, you're walking on the outside of the round. You're not in the middle of it. I don't feel like I'm conveying this. How can I say this? You open up a suitcase, there's an area space in between. That's the middle. The void and area that's in between that case, that's the real middle of the suitcase. It's not the bottom of the part the suitcase takes up. It's not the top. You open up the suitcase, you see one side. We only see one side of the suitcase, or it's in front of us there. The suitcase is here or there. It's opened up. It's opened up this way. It's not opened up where it turns around in 360 degrees. Everything is open to half. How do you open a door all the way? You open the door all the way, you have to turn it around in a turnstile. Open the door all the way. You open the door, you may as well open the wall. You open the door, you go through the door. Right now I'm building is like a truck hitch, all with the letter S. You see the way you have the 2 faces, Snoopy looking up? The way, this is a glass, a shape of a glass. It's also the S. It's used in some ancient stuff. I can see it. If somebody shows me something, I go, I can further the arts on that. Let's see if there's anything else I know there's something else I wrote down. Let me see. Not on this paper. Oh, this is the paper. 20 minutes already. Oh, 105. Oh, 105. Is 1 going in O? See, O is like that. But 1 is like that. Right? Or 1 can go like right through. Hey, look, there goes 1. If we were both like this. If they were both like this, how can 1 go 1? Look, look. But here's 1, and here's nothing. There goes 1. Or there goes 1. Go. The gateway. In the O. There goes 1. Took 2 fingers. I only needed 2 fingers to create 360 degrees. 360 degrees. Look at that. Attached to my hand. When you have a clamp, it doesn't clamp from the other side. The gears are on one side. The working tool's on the other side. You only need to get a mouthful. If you open up your mouth more than a mouthful, by the time you close it halfway, you haven't got a grip on anything at all. Once your mouth is open like this, I can stand there. It's when you close it, when it gets close together. It's not how wide you can open it. And how can you open it? You must have something blocking it if you're not opening up from the gargle on the inside. How much can you open your mouth? How much can you breathe? Should your nose be any bigger? What would I do if my fingers can go backwards? I wouldn't put them forward. Everything's a half. Look at this. Only the top half they close. They close it with the top. But you know what? This holds it right inside. You know, I asked my son a question today. I says, what would you rather be? The car who can go 0 to 60 in 12 seconds? Or the guy who can go from 0 to 60 in 5 seconds? He says, well, I'd rather go 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. I said, speed kills. I said, you won't have time to read your text messages. In 12 seconds, you can read your messages and watch your road at the same time. But if you're only watching your speed, you can't pay attention to anybody else. So would you rather go in 12 seconds, have more time to ponder as you look around for the cars? You think so fast, you took 12 seconds so you can think twice as much. Your speed won't do you in. Half is all, is not. Half is not all, is half all. Half a suitcase, half and half. If half the bottle was filled with cream and half the bottle was filled with milk, okay, then you would have to have a division unless they're together. And with that division, there is lost and divided space. And if you mixed it together, or if it was in a glass, I can turn my glass. What angle is it on? Have you ever looked at your arm? You put your thing down. Well, you're not putting your arm down because you're putting your arm down all the way. You're not going to put your glass down this way. Is that the way you're holding your glass? You're holding your glass this way. So you're not all your movement. Look, I did the full movement. Is that the full movement? That's the full movement. From here to here. My arm's not swinging around. This is a full movement. How much did I actually move? I'm going to drink. Better put my head all the way back. Barely lifted my head. New technique. You don't have to bring your eyes off the board. You can drink and play at the same time. Yes. Without the top and the bottom, my friends. They're not the same on the inside. They close. They call one the top and the bottom. But they're duplicates on the outside. But if it was, there's a rim on this one. This one has no rim. This one has a rim, or the inside. This goes over the top. The sun and the moon. The top and the bottom. Suitcases. Hey boys, where you going? We're a suitcase. But you got to take the air out of me in the moon. And you got to chuckle up the sun a little bit. But because we're headed forward, that sun is going to pull us while the exhaust and the steam comes off the moon at the back of the train. Turn around and I'll pull you too, Mrs. Sun. Okay, Mr. Moon. But there should be 2 moons because each moon on each leg. You have 2 legs, you need 2 moons. Your ass shows, hey, look, he's pulling a moon. So if I'm pulling a moon and you're not talking about my 2 cheeks, you just talk about one, what are you actually talking about? That the crack is like this when he pulls a moon? But what if he was lying down and he lifts a leg? You wouldn't call it pulling a moon. So obviously he's sitting down, he pulled the crack of his pants open, so he's pulling a moon. 19, 19, 19, showing the spirit. Must be in the ass. So when he's pulling a moon, he's just showing the hole. And the hole opens this way. So it's like opening a book. Opening a book. Oh, look! Look! He's pulling a moon. But you don't want to look at the center of that book. So what would that hole would have a reality? What would that reality be? Because if you open up the book, what is that round hole around it? That is the nut that gets plugged in between the two. You lock into that. And then it's a reader. Most of the time closed. Sometimes it's open. But in this book is read on the go, and it opens up just to get rid of everything you read, like a secret. And then you close it back up again. That's why the cats bury their dupe. Before I let it go, the sky. Number 94 with a Y and with an I. 94 standing for Uranus. Do you know Mercury has two R's in their letter? Do you know that this says pi? 3, 2 and 9, 3 and 9. This is an expression of creation. This is 2 and 9 equaling to 2 and 7 equaling to 9. 3.5 plus 2 equals to 5.5. 2.5 plus 2 equals to 4.5. 7 minus 2.5 equals 4.5 equals 9. Inside of sky. See her. Look, can you not see Einstein? 14. 9 and 5 is 14. 14 and 14 is 28. 28. 28. 7 times 4 equals 28. 7 plus 4 is 11 equals 39. S and T, the 19th and 20th letter, equals to 39. You would say austics or rust ox. Rust oxidize. 39, 39, 39, 18, 21, the 7th Indian stretch, 39, R21, R18, U21, ST is 20 and 19th letter, becomes 20 and 19 is 39, plus 6 equals 49, 45. Why? Because the T is the 20th letter, all zeros add 6, or 5. But just add 6 because 5 is for the passage that surrounds. The halfway of 6 is in between two parts. A halfway of 6 is in between two parts. I have to write that down. Here we have 4 parts, and the halfway at 6 has to be 2 parts. It's halfway between any one of these. Dividing these apart. 2, 4, 6, and 8. The question is, this is 1 and 9. This is 3 and 7, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now I have to understand where the arm is going to go and to understand which angle gets what, because this is full boxes. This is half boxes. Half box here, 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 half box here. This gets 8 total boxes. These are whole boxes. Down here, it's all whole boxes, but the first one will be a split box when you go across on an angle, diagonal angle, giving you a different count. This is 4. And this inside here, the continuation of this is an X. This will cross this way. This will cross this way. This will be X1X, X1X. This will cross this way. This will cross this way. This will be one wing. This will cross this way. This will cross this way. This will be another wing. These will be 2 wings with an X in between. I'm going to do it right now. I know most of the people must have left, but that's okay. This is what happens here. 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 So each one gets their own chicken leg, and they're all these directions, okay? All these directions point towards each other. Now what's going to happen? We're going to separate the highways, or we have to make the other angles to this. So now we have all diamonds over here. So now we have a new set of numbers. Do you see where we had the set of numbers before? Now we close the cap because this is not the end of something. The end of something is this. Now everything reflects each other. The point here always looks the same. This is your pass point. There's a separation here. Kaleidoscope shows this. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. 3 to 1, my friends. 3 to 1. If there's a top, there's underneath. It's the in-between product. The in-between product of whatever you measure that takes up space is the in-between of the solidity that it is, other than the space area or the whole, because the space area that is not occupied is the passage and passing of whatever that can support the passage. You can have a whole, but if the density of energy that is pushing out or that burns you up, it will not let you to use that as a passage area to get you from one area to another. Take it as a straw, the straw man. Think about the characters we watch in our Disney movies and stuff. There's so many good things. Raphael, 7286, in a constellation of Pegasus. I always like to show off that bike. I like to show off that bike. Oh, does it show on the floor now? A little bit. I made a little bit of a change over there. I added a little bit of green. And I'd just like to tell you that it's sunny outside. And I like to just block off a little bit of the light. Thank you for watching. Can you see in the other room? Oh, yeah, a little bit.